If they were going to get out of this alive, they were going to have to be ghosts. Viktor Prakenskii faced his men and their disapproving faces. He detested arguments, especially, like now, when they had very little time. "Let me clear the way," Sava Reaper Pajari said. His eyes were flat and cold, ice cold. There was no emotion whatsoever in his voice. Viktor knew he was the cause of that emotionless voice. He had that on his soul forever. There was no taking back their childhood, or the things they'd had to do to survive. Things that Viktor had conceived, just like this job. It was all on him, and he wasn't going to allow them to surround him like they all preferred, keeping him safe. This was his mess. He had never been able to put the brakes on, to say enough. For him, it was never enough, and where he went, the others followed. "Not happening," he said, his voice low, terse. He was angry, but not at any of his brothers, at himself. He'd chosen a path, and one by one, they had followed him. His path had led straight to hell. "We don't have time to argue. We knew walking into this it was a trap. Nothing has changed." Dmitri Storm Koval sighed heavily. "We all voted Tsar, just like always. Stop trying to carry us on your shoulders. We chose this life, all of us." Viktor clenched his teeth. That was a blatant lie. None of them had chosen their life, not a single one. They all shared a common beginning. Each of them had parents murdered by a man named Kostya Sorbakov, because their parents hadn't agreed with Sorbakov's politics. He had taken the children to the most brutal orphanage/school ever conceived in the hopes of shaping them into assets for his country. At least, that's what they all thought at first.